Hello, I just wanted to give a little bit of context before I jump into this video. I have a phobia of vomiting, which I made a video about recently, which you can check out up here, which has basically meant that I haven't had pretty much any alcohol for over 3 years. I had an incident just over 3 years ago where I was at a bar with some friends overseas and I had a cocktail and it was delicious. And I don't know whether the cocktail was super strong or if maybe it had been spiked or something, but about like halfway through drinking this cocktail, I just got super drunk suddenly, felt really sick, felt really dizzy, and had a panic attack outside my hostel. It was not very fun. And basically, ever since then, I've been terrified of drinking alcohol. So that's why this was such a big deal for me, very exciting, and also very nerve-wracking. You can see in the video how anxious I am the whole time. But yeah, just wanted to give that a little bit of context, and I hope you enjoy. Hello, how are you? One of my friends' birthday is today. Happy birthday, Coop. And he messaged the group chat earlier today saying, let's all hang out on Zoom at 9:30 tonight and have some bevs. And I was like, you know what, this sounds like a really good opportunity for me to try having alcohol because number one, it's with a bunch of friends that I've known for a long time and I trust a lot. Number two, one of my fears is that if I drink for the first time at a party, for example, I can't just leave. Like, I mean, I could, but like, it's just, you know, it's scary being somewhere unfamiliar or somewhere that like isn't my bedroom. So with a Zoom party, I can literally just exit the call and I'm in my room and I have everything that I could possibly want right here. So I felt like it would be a good exposure opportunity for me. And I was feeling completely fine about it all day. I organized with my housemate that I would be able to have like literally half a glass of wine of his. And I just organized, I'm only gonna have a half a glass of wine. That's it. I was kind of expecting like my anxiety to be too much to drink past that anyway. Don't even know if I would make it to that. And I planned on having a big dinner. I was going to order Uber Eats. It was going to be an occasion, like a couple of hours before the party. And I was going to do yoga with some friends like an hour before the party to like settle me down. But it got to like 7 o'clock and I was meant to be ordering Uber Eats and I was just not hungry, and I'm still just not hungry. And I know that it's my anxiety. I know that I've just completely lost my appetite because I'm anxious, even though mentally and emotionally I don't feel anxious. My body is anxious about this upcoming threat. And the fact, this is an illogical thing that I have in my head. It's part of my phobia. If my stomach is hungry, that means I'm safe. That means that my body is asking for food, which means that I'm not sick. But if my body is not hungry, that could mean that I'm sick, even though I know that's not how it works. I know it's illogical. Don't tell me it's illogical. I know it doesn't help it go away. So the fact that my stomach isn't hungry right now makes me anxious. And this is like this whole fucking cycle. The fact that I'm not hungry makes me anxious, even though the lack of hunger is caused by the anxiety. So I've just been like waiting for like, it's past 9 o'clock now, so a couple of hours for my anxiety to settle down. And also yoga got cancelled for whatever reason. So I haven't done any soothing yoga. And I just had a long chat with a friend on the phone to talk about how illogical my brain is being. And talking to her helped me rationalize eating a bagel. Just some plain food. I'm making my way through this bagel because as anxious as I am about eating when I'm not hungry, drinking on an empty stomach will obviously make me sick. So I have to eat even though it's terrifying. And I was so keen to have like a really big dinner to make sure that I've got so much food in my stomach that like the alcohol just like won't affect me at all. But here I am having a bagel and I'm like just hoping that it's enough. My dream is that I don't feel the alcohol at all. All I want is to drink half a glass of wine and that's it. I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to get tipsy. I just want to be able to drink half a glass of wine. That's it. And this is like a separate thing, but because I haven't had alcohol in a couple of years and I'm small, I am worried that I'm gonna get drunk off half a glass of wine and make a fool of myself which like I'm not too stressed about because like I said, these are friends that I really trust and they know me really well. But still, like I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to feel the effects. I just want to be able to drink it. Anyway, I thought it would be very interesting to document this experience. It's a big occasion for me. I've been like looking forward to having alcohol again. Like, especially in isolation, seemed like a really good opportunity to try this for me because I'm at home. Like anything that I could possibly need if I get really anxious or have a panic attack or feel sick, I have right here in my bedroom, and I've got like my bathroom literally next door. So like this really is the best opportunity for me to do this. These are like the best circumstances for me. And I know that, and I don't know why my body is so anxious because mentally I know it's fine and emotionally I know it's fine. So why is my stomach going crazy? Just goes to show you can't control your feelings. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this bagel. I'm gonna get my half a glass of wine and bring it into my room. And then I'm gonna Zoom with my friends and it's gonna be great. It's gonna go well. I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. I'm not gonna get drunk. I've got this. It's gonna be okay. God, can you believe I'm so anxious about having half a glass of wine? So I've got my wine. I realized as I was pouring it that I don't know how big a glass of wine is supposed to be. So I feel like this is more than half. I'm not gonna drink all of it. I know that I don't have to drink all of it. There's no pressure, and like I'm gonna stop as soon as I like feel any kind of effect from the alcohol at all. I would also like to point out that I'm wearing thermals over a singlet because before I got the bagel I was like hot, and I know that that's like me panicking, like my body panicking. So I put the thermals on because I know that it's actually cold in my room. I'm just feeling warm, and my breathing's obviously pretty out of whack, and I feel like I'm shaking a bit. I don't know if you can see. Oh my god, this is so crazy. Can you believe that I'm literally like shaking about having half a glass of wine? This is why I need to do this, because this is just dumb. It doesn't make sense to be this anxious about having half a glass of wine. It's an irrational reaction that I want to get rid of, and the way to get rid of that is through exposure therapy, which is what I'm doing. And it's also okay for me to only have like 1 or 2 sips. That's still progress. I know nothing's gonna happen. I know that up here, I know, but I don't know it in here or in here. It's gonna be okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna finish my bagel before I start having the wine as well. I could also be shaking because I haven't eaten in like 6 or 7 hours, which is why it's even weirder that I'm not hungry at all. I honestly thought it wasn't gonna be a big thing. I wasn't anxious all day. All day I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have half a glass of wine and it'll be easy and fun. Little did I know. Also, notice that my hair's up because that's one of my safety coping mechanism things. And I filled up my water bottle because that's another of my coping mechanisms. Alright, I'm gonna join the Zoom and I'm gonna pretend that everything's fine and that I'm not shaking with anxiety. Hey friends, happy birthday, Coop! I've just discovered that I'm very anxious that no one else is going to be drinking on this Zoom call, because that just really ramps up the fear of making a fool of myself.
That's a lot of pressure.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Cheers.
Mine at work.
How's
My
your
outfit.
Is this your really fancy office with like...
Here's my mask, and like people are just walking around the office.
We have like less cases than you do.
So I've literally had two sips, and already my head feels a little bit funny, like heavy, and like, I don't know, my eyes feel weird. And I'm pretty sure it's all in my head, like I'm pretty sure it's psychosomatic, but who knows? This is why I was so worried about having any amount of alcohol, because like I knew it would affect me a lot. But also I probably am making it up in my head. Like there's no way that I could feel something from 2 sips of wine. And yet, here we are.
Boy wants to read it.
I kind of do as well.
No, it was
Why would
it
you
was
skinny?
public. Okay, can you see that?
Happy birthday to you.
You
I thought I looked like Anna Kendrick tonight.
Hello again. So it's been about an hour and a half and I've just finished Zooming with my friends. It's about 11 o'clock. It's just after 11. And I had a really good time. I was just completely fine for most of it. And I think that that's because I love my friends so much. And I was very well distracted because we just had a lot of fun. It just felt very natural and comfortable with them. I wasn't like very anxious at all really. Like once I started Zooming with them, that was like all I was focused on and I just felt fine. I did notice that I really just had the urge to keep drinking, like to just always be actively drinking, which was really interesting. I thought that I would be like wanting to wait like 20 minutes in between sips because of my anxiety. But it was kind of like a fidget toy. It was like the glass was sitting right next to me and I just always had the urge to like actively keep taking sips, which is super interesting, I think. As you can see, I've only had like half of what I poured probably, but I'll probably finish the glass, which is crazy to me. I don't think that I feel drunk or tipsy or anything like that, but it's hard to tell. I mean, I feel really good. I feel really happy and excited. And it's hard to tell if that's because of the wine or just because I love my friends. Aww. There was one point where one of my friends asked if I was drinking wine and got really excited about it because she knows that I don't drink and she knows why. And there were other people in the Zoom that didn't know that I don't drink. And I explained that I don't drink because of my phobia and like tonight is like an exposure therapy thing for me. So that was like interesting to explain it as it was happening. And then after I explained that, everyone kind of started talking about vomit for a little bit, which was not ideal, but I think I handled it pretty well. I think that like I could have muted my computer or asked people to stop talking about it, but I just sat and listened and just managed my anxiety until they stopped talking about it, which I thought was pretty cool, considering that I was already dealing with this and then also listening to people talk about vomit, which is like also scary for me. I don't know if it's because I'm feeling good, but like I vaguely have the urge to like get drunk because I'm feeling happy, I guess. But you know, I set the half a glass and that's all I'm gonna have. I also like don't really know if like drinking the wine helped me be more social because like I'm already so social with these people. So it's hard to tell if I was like more talkative or lively or anything like that because I'm usually quite talkative and lively. There were a couple of times where I did feel anxious and I was just kind of like staring into space, like not really taking anything in, but those were few and far between. Overall, I would say a very successful experiment and I'm really proud of myself for doing this, especially considering how anxious I was before I did it. And although I'm feeling very good now, there is definitely a chance that I will become anxious later tonight, possibly after I finish the glass, possibly as I'm going to sleep. That tends to happen with me, that like I'll do something scary earlier in the day and end up being fine with it, but then later at night when I'm going to sleep it'll be like, yeah, but that thing could still make you sick, and then I'll be awake for like 3 or 4 hours just like trying to be less anxious. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully I can remember that like half a glass of wine isn't going to kill me, but we'll see. Overall though, positive experience. Would recommend facing your fears with an amazing group of friends. I hope that you enjoyed following this experience with me. As always, I hope everyone's well and staying safe and taking care of each other. And I'm sure that I will talk to you soon.